Okay then my friends, in the last lesson we made this filter where we can click on one of these buttons to filter what codex data we see in the panel. And all this happens in the browser using alpine.js. However, if we manipulate the codex data in any way, for example by deleting an entry or maybe creating a new entry, then we get an updated codex template back which completely resets the filter state to be all again, because that initial state gets coded into the template that we send back, into that fragment. And it would be nice if we could retain the state on the front end so that, for example, if I'm filtering by character, then we add a new character. When we get that response, we still only show characters. So the way to do this then is by making a global store which manages the state on the front end, and it maintains that state even when we get new templates sent back to us and they get injected into the DOM. And that's what we're going to do in this lesson. So then we'll make this store by coming to the outline page and then adding a new script tag right at the bottom of the template. So this script will only ever be executed in the browser, and inside this script we'll first of all say documents.add-event-listener, and the event we're going to listen for is the alpine::init events. And when this event happens, we can fire a callback function to set up the global Alpine store. Now, this Alpine init event occurs just before Alpine initializes any Alpine components on the page, so it's a good place to set up any stores so that any components that depend on this store data have it available by the time Alpine initializes them. Does that make sense? Anyway, inside this function, we can now make the store. So to begin with, I'm just adding a little comment right here to say Alpine store for codex states, and then beneath that we'll create the store by using the Alpine object, and then on that we can use a store method, and this creates a store for us. It takes two arguments. The first one is the name that we want to give this store. I'm going to call it codex, and the second one is an object where we can define different state properties. So we're going to create one called filter, and we'll give this an initial value of all. And that's it, we've created now this global store. Okay, so now we have the store created and a state property on it. We want to use this store in the codex view instead of registering the state directly in the template. So let's go to that view, and we can actually just delete this x-data attribute on the div because the state now lives in the store that we made, and that's going to be persisted on the front end. Whereas before, because x-data was here in this template, every time HTMX sent a request for this updated template fragment, it reset the state to be all, because that's what's coded right here. All right. So then we need to change how we access that filter state whenever we use or update it, because now we can't just say filter to access it. We have to access it using a slightly different syntax. So on this first button down here, I'm going to change the filter reference to be $, then store, and then the name of the store, which is codex in our case, and then the property name, the state property that is, which is filter. And that's how we access state from a global Alpine store. All we need to do now then is update all the places where we reference the filter with this new syntax. So I'm going to do that now, but I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to watch me type it all out. Okay, so now I've done all that. I've done it down here where we conditionally show the different codex entries, and also up here for all of the buttons. Now let's try it in a browser. Alright, so moment of truth. I'm going to flick through all of these to make sure they still work, and they seem to be doing awesome. And then I'm going to land on characters and stay there, so only the characters show. Now I'm going to try clicking on one of these, and then I'll delete that character, and hopefully we'll retain the filter state now. And when the response comes back, we still only show the characters. Awesome. And that's working now because we're keeping the state in the browser, remember, and not resetting the state in the template using x-data anymore every time we get the updated fragment back. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're using HTMX with Alpine, is that if you initialize any kind of state in the fragments that you retrieve using HTMX, then it's going to reset that state to its initial coded value. All right. Anyway, that's the filters done. In the next lesson, we're going to add a search feature to the codex.